And a lot of times, people who are self-employed, they make an X amount of money. It could be 150, 200,000, but they're only showing the tax man that they're making 30,000 or 40,000, and so a number that is significantly lower, which causes obviously issues getting a mortgage. Let's touch on that first, and kind of dive deep in how you're helping, whether it be real estate investors or people who are trying to get into home ownership that are in that particular scenario or situation.
For sure. I meet a lot of very frustrated business owners who
Yeah,
have been successful and smart enough to build their own business. It might be making them hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars a year.
yeah,
And yet when they go to the bank to secure a mortgage, they run into a brick wall. And it's because banks like things to fit into a nice little box, and entrepreneurs don't fit into boxes. That's why they are where they are,
yeah,
because they don't fit into the employee frame.
yep,
So yeah, you are correct. As a self-employed person, your top line revenue is not the number that you pay yourself. You can legally write off a whole bunch of expenses that individual employees can't write off, and as such, you might make 200 grand a year, but on paper you make 40. Okay.
right,
So if we look at that as an example, $40,000 might get you a mortgage of maybe 200 grand, which
Yeah.
really doesn't buy anybody anything today. But the self-employed person says, Dion, I can make a payment of 5 grand a month. And I know that 5 grand a month is the payment on a $1 million mortgage. And so the question is, how do these people qualify based on the fact that they don't actually fit inside the regular paperwork that the bank wants? So the first thing I'll say is we help many people, many self-employed people who've been to a bank and get rejected. Once we look at that paperwork and we can figure out ways in which to present the information properly, we can often take them back to the same bank that said no to them and get them approved.